Read between the lines. Read between the lines.
I think the rate at which we go lower is really going to depend on the rate at which the Saudis and the Russians and other OPEC producers start pumping crude oil. We all know that come April 1, it's free.
What about peak oil?
And on the rate at which the Saudis and the Russians and other OPEC producers start pumping crude oil. We all know that come April 1, it's free for all. Everyone is going to raise output, and the extent to which they raise output and bring that oil into the market is what is going to determine the future.
So basically, the world is running off of oil. Is that anything new? No, it's not anything new. There was that peak oil freaking scare back in the 80s, 90s, and whatever else. And no, that's because the freaking oil manufacturers freaking found new deposits and we're like, well, shit, we need to work on the technology for this and we need to fund it. And that's why we have fracking these days. The thing, so what drives the combustion engine is our artificial intelligence. And that's what people don't really understand is that, well, it's not only the combustion engine, it's petroleum, it's the freaking black goo. You know, because everything is made of plastic polymers, freaking byproducts, the hydrocarbons and whatnot. Part of the, there's gasoline, which is only a part of the actual crude oil extraction process. You get kerosene, diesel, freaking, motor oil, all sorts of different things, and then, of course, plastics, so there's, and because people are being in their homes and, well, I'm telling you, we're coming on to the global fucking reset, people.
The price of oil. For now, we expect the Saudis to raise by about 500,000 barrels per day. The Russians will bring in another 300,000 barrels per day.
And this is the oil wars because freaking, well, with all of this oil on the market, I mean, who's going to buy it besides the, airplanes, airplane companies, for their ghost flights. They're going nowhere just because they're trying to hold their position. And well, freaking look at how much, that's just affecting the environment and stuff. I mean, where's Greta?
Kuwait, UAE, Iraq, maybe another 400 to 500,000 barrels per day. If it stays at that level, we're expecting Brent to average at about 35 in Q2. But we could also see the Saudis, they have the capacity to bring in a lot more. So you could see them raise production by 750 to 1 million barrels per day, and that's only going to push prices lower.
And the hope here, you would think, from Russia and perhaps Saudi now is that once again they go back to that 2014 playbook and try to cut off the North American shale production. Is this gamble going to play out differently, though, given you have so many demand concerns now as a result of the coronavirus?
Yeah, it's a very strange time for them to unravel this agreement, right? I mean, demand destruction is immense. At Platts Analytics, we have cut our demand growth forecast down to 240,000 barrels per day for all of 2020, with with further downside risks that we see depending on how governments are able to control the spread of the virus. So it's a very odd time. It was a highly unexpected result at the OPEC meeting in Vienna. Whether the gamble is going to pay off, I think US shale producers, yes, they're definitely going to feel the pinch of WTI being at $28 per barrel. They are going to feel that pinch because they've generally said that about $40 is when they're at a good level. We've already seen US companies cutting capex for 2020. Their access to funding is going to be limited now, especially as banks are going more and more green. Access to oil company funding is going to get limited. So they will start to feel the pinch, but for now, in the near term, US crude oil supply is not going anywhere.
Hi,
It's not about our supply. And it's about the demand for it and how that's going to be the driving force behind everything else. And well, oil has been priced too high. And the thing is that the governments are mismanaging the funds because there should be taxes collected from the gas pumps. I should pay my tax, and when I'm using the roads, well, if I got a car, I've got to use gas, and so freaking, hey, let me put some tax dollars to get my car running on these tax dollar roads. That's government. But to have them come into my pocket to try and take from me, well, no. And the thing is, I don't mind. I mean, of course, but like, definitely, I want to contribute taxes. I definitely want to contribute taxes because I care about my country. You know, our country. I care about the world, our world. You know, my world, your world, his world, her world, their world, our world. And you know, it's in good faith to donate 10% of one's accumulation towards the greater good. And unfortunately, that's, you know, we're working half the year, you know, just to pay our taxes, you know, and so that's about 50%, definitely over 25%, definitely over 10%, definitely over 30%, you know, so in certain cases, you know, so just want to, you know, keep you all in the loop on that because that's important. You know, like, it's when the government is good. It's just that we have a bad government and that it's overexpanded, mismanaging funds, and they don't know their elbows from their assholes. And the only way that we can actually do anything is by forming a capitalist party in which we shift the responsibility from the government to ourselves. And we do so with a moral purpose, you know, one fit for humankind. Rational egoism, capitalism. That's loosely quoted from Henry Afton of the Capitalist Party UK. And so, crony capitalism is bad, and that's what I've been proving all night. Is just that we don't need none of this crony capitalism. Take care, be safe, be kind, stay strong, love you all. Just do it.